make references by evaluating the ability of language partners from videos on Zoom. This is important when we learn foreign languages by doing online language exchange with language partners. We can do first, we can do with a reference from AI. And after doing language exchange, we can shift and we can jump on the level of teaching or learning by making references. And this time it's time to teach not the following up and language exchange. It's a new pattern to do that. And we can try to analyze our ability, each other. And as a native speaker, I can evaluate my partners who speak Korean, means who learns Korean. I can do that. In the other ends, and then my partner can evaluate my language ability in Vietnamese, and they can evaluate. So, and then today I talk about make references, three things to make reference or evaluate a point. That is very important. It might be the goal. For example, between two languages, there are specific difference. For example, Vietnamese and Korean. Between two languages, we can find out difference. For example, Vietnamese has six tones, but Korean has no tones. Specifically, and when speak Vietnamese, pronunciation is very important. Of course, Korean, when we speak Korean, pronunciation also important. But um, might be the pronunciation is much delicate, much specific. So speaking Vietnamese is much accurate, need accurate to practice speaking Vietnamese rather than speaking Korean. Then we should know about it. But in the sentence, Korean also we have a 조사, and then the particle in the sentence, it quite big difference from Vietnamese. So, and then my language partners tend to speak louder the end of word. In fact, Korean, we have a combined word in the sentence, like in the phrases, because the 조사 added with the word. So, and then we normally, when Korean people speak, um, tend to speak articles, 조사, and then low voice. But Vietnamese people, when they speak a syllable by syllable in the sentence, but they normally speak it word by word or phrase the same sentence. But at the moment, many of the words have a strong accent in the word. So, and they have it. So, and my language partner say about when they speak, I speak Vietnamese Korean style. Yes, of course. He speaks Korean Vietnamese style. This is naturally similar. When we learn foreign languages, if we can follow up, and then I speak Vietnamese style, it's better. My partner speaks Korean style, it's better. But it's not easy. So, and then it's not the point. We don't have to mimic, we don't to be perfect. So, and also uh, might be cannot be perfect without lots of efforts. So that is the very important part. So most important thing is most important thing is not the style, just word by word, and then we check out pronunciation in detail, and then make a sound correctly. Then and we can uh, improve pronunciation, even though we have our own speaking style. But it doesn't matter in languages because Indian people speak English Indian style. The Philippine people speak Philippine style. Even the UK, the Britain English and American English quite different in um, the same word in pronunciation. So and don't have to follow up like that. If you want to fluently speak English in American English, at the moment we can go there and then meet people and immerse it in the language environment, then we can change it. It means maybe we think in English for many months, years, then and we can follow, we can change it as possible. At the moment, and yeah, we can follow up the stylish English, stylish languages. These are the comparison. And one is vocabulary. I should talk about vocabulary because teaching to someone or learning foreign languages without building vocabulary, um, making efforts is useless. I think so because if we try to uh, level up, then we reach the goal and then speaking fluently or speaking listening well and communication well. It means we already build vocabulary, is powerful vocabulary. So when we read some articles, news, when we report something, when we make a stories in any topic, we we already know about some words, more than 80, 90% words in the story. So, and then building vocabulary is key point. If learners cannot build up vocabulary, don't learn vocabulary, and then slow, and they study, and then they are want to, uh, in 3 years, can speak fluently, it doesn't make sense. So, and then if we decided to speak fluently in foreign languages in 3 years, and then we need to build vocabulary. And also, the second is vocabulary. And the third is speed, catching up speed of natural speaking, and 200 words a minute is normal speed. And then we can listen to the speed up. And when we want to speak fluently, then just like me, I speak English, just try to speak again and again, and then speak and fast as I can. Then it doesn't matter what I speak is something long or correct. It doesn't matter. Just that I practice repeat, and then I speak naturally, and speed is similar with the native speakers, and then I feel comfortable, and then if I speak repeatedly or practice a lot, then I can speak naturally and fluently. The speed is the key. So three things to make reference is very important, and then two languages, the difference of between two languages, and then building vocabulary, and then the last is the speed, regular speed, catch up the speed of the people speaking in natural the speaking environment. So and then mostly when the point is in catching speed, we try to speak phrases, sentences very fast, just like when we speak a word. For example, I say book is a very simple, and I can say um, let's meet at the library. And at the library is like this. It is simple, and then um, how are you today? How are you today? How are you today? This is also one just like book at the library. How are you today? It's a moment of speech. So, and then speed is very important. To speak like this fluently or laterally, the faster, then repeat, repeat, and practice. Today I talk about and making reference to um, with the three principles. Then I can choose contents that I mention. I go to AI and let's see my content of making references for language partners after proof leading with. Yeah, I got a correct um, guide. Then AI give me the good result about my feedback from reference. Mhm. Then and I can actually 보드 저쪽에 있어. 뭐야? 보드 저쪽에 있다고. 그래. 오케이. 그러면 I can copy with this. Make okay. Make reference by evaluating the availability of language partners from videos on Zoom. Thank you for sharing your thoughtful and detailed message based on your requirement. I've edited and written into a clear, organized, and naturally respond. The revised version keeps your key ideas but present them more smoothly, making it ideal for language learning, blog, speaking, or teaching material. Making language learning more effective with evaluation and references using AI and video analysis in language exchange. When your online language exchange is no longer just about casual chatting, we can level up our learning by using AI, video analysis, and mutual feedback. One powerful tool in this process is making reference evaluating each other's language ability based on actual speaking performance. In this course, and then I'll explain how to do this based on videos recorded in June and share how it can improve your language exchange or even turn into a teaching learning partnership. The why making reference matter. Instead of just following along in conversation, it's time to take more active role making reference means you evaluate your language partner level, get evaluated, you self-identify clear learning goals and understanding the real difference between two languages. For example, I speak Korean, my native language is my partner speaks Vietnamese. When we evaluate each other, I can reflect on my Vietnamese learning process while helping my partner improve their Korean. Difference between two languages, understanding language specific feature after you focus on what I really matters. Vietnamese has 6 tones and highly precision pronunciation. One small sound change can change the meaning completely. Korean, on the other hand, doesn't have tone but has complex particle and a sentence structure. In Korean, many words are combined through particle and sentence ending expression, which is very different from Vietnamese. Also, pronunciation habits carry over. A Vietnamese speaker might pronounce Korean in a tone or syllable separated way. This isn't long and it's part of their style, but we can work on making pronunciation clearer without losing natural rhythm. So the point is, you don't need to speak exactly like a native. What matters more is whether your pronunciation is clear and accurate enough to be understood. Think about how Indians, Filipino, or even American and Brits all speak English differently, still valid. Vocabulary building. So you cannot speak well or listen effectively without vocabulary. If someone wants to become fluent in 3 years, building vocabulary is non-negotiable. For example, reading news article, watching video, you need to understand keyword. A person who only knows 10,000 to 20,000 words has the foundation to discuss any topic smoothly. Vocabulary isn't something that comes naturally over time, unless you actively collect, review, and apply it. If we don't build our vocabulary fluency, will always stay out of reach, catching the natural speed. Most native speakers speak at about 200 words per minute. That's fast for learners, but to become fluent, we need to get used to that speed, both in listening and speaking. Here's one more words. Repeat phrase and sentence quickly and clearly. Practice speaking without worrying about mistakes. Focus on reading and flow first. Over time, your brain adapts and speed feels natural. When I practice, I speak fast, even if I make some mistake, because the goal is to feel comfortable and automatic. Later, I can go back and polish accuracy, summary through key reference to for evaluation, language difference. Understand the key pronunciation or grammar contrast between your native language and your target language. Vocabulary. Build it consistently and consistently is the foundation of all for your skills. And then speed adaptation. Train your ear and mouth to keep up with the natural speaking speed. This helps you connect to have words, phrase, and thoughts more fluently. Final thought. Language exchange isn't just chatting. It can become a real learning system if you take time to evaluate, reflect, and improve with AI tools. Peer feedback and the structured goals, both you and your partner can grow faster and teach each other along the way. Would you like me to have turn it into lesson planning video script design? Okay, today I talk about the 3 steps called making references for language partners. And then this is not only language exchange, but also teaching. It's a good plan. Then 3 basic steps is difference of languages and building vocabulary and the catch up speed, speed of native speakers. So, yeah.